Hello, Franzi. Welcome and thank you for joining one of our coffee and coaching and organization chats. To our viewers, this is Franziska, or AKA Franzi. She's joining us from SAP, where she oversees their coaching program. She's going to share a little bit with us today about the incredible work that her and just this amazing team of individuals from around the world do at SAP around coaching. And that's all I'm going to tell you right now. Let's hear from Franzi herself. So first question for you, Franzi. One of the questions I get a lot of is, how did you find coaching? How did you come to coaching?
I came to coaching, I think it was when I started working at SAP, probably like around 5.5 years ago. I was still a student and was supporting our global recruiting team. And that's where I then came across that SAP is also offering lots of benefits for our employees and for future talents coming to the organization. And then I noticed, oh, there's a coaching program out there. I have never heard about that. And so I tried it out myself because I was there in this stage where I was still studying. I had a glimpse into recruiting, but I still did not know, okay, where do I want it to be in the future, and what kind of role do I want it to have? And the recruiting space allowed me to get some insight into different areas within HR, but we all know that like HR is not only recruiting, and I was very fascinated about this learning space. So I then did an internship in the peer learning area. So that's where also coaching and mentoring is belonging to. And I benefited a lot from coaching myself because a coach really helped me to identify what are some of my skills, what are some of my values, helped me to build up also this confidence and also positioning myself when I had the internship, saying, hey, this is really an area where I wanted to work in the future. You see what I'm capable of. Those are my interests and my skills, and that's what I envision also for the coaching program in the future. And I would be happy to take on like any position that will come up in this area. So that's how I benefited from coaching. That helped me also like verbalizing where I see myself, and then it turned out that I got a position. So then after like half a year doing the internship, I got the position. And then I thought, oh, everything is now great. So coaching really helped me to be there. But then after 3 months, we had a reorg, and all my team was gone. So my team was gone, and then it was just me being in the coaching area. And then there was this situation where I then also said to myself, okay, I can maybe sit here now and just wait for someone maybe ask me, do you want to step up and lead the coaching program? And then I thought maybe they will not ask me because they think, oh, she just started for 3 months and maybe she's not capable doing it. So I talked also to a coach to maybe identify, is this something that I wanted to do, and how can I do it, and so on. And I then also talked to some people to get some advice. So it was not only mentoring, not only coaching, so also mentoring. And and then I raised my hand. So I said, I'm maybe not the experienced one in this area. I don't have lots of coaching experience because I have not been a coach back then, but I can tell you I'm very passionate about this topic. I really believe in it because I'm, so to say, a product of coaching and experienced it myself. And I will do my best and move the program forward. So now we are here having 600 coaches. I think when I started, we had around 400 or so. So it grew a lot. And I now also have colleagues or a team supporting me in this area.
Well, two things. First, I want to acknowledge you here in front of anyone who watches this for having the courage to raise your hand and say, this is something I'm passionate about. And I know maybe I don't have a lot of experience, but I'm passionate and I want to go for it. So good for you for doing that, because sometimes people keep it inside, and they don't open it out, open up and share. And good for you for engaging a coach and mentors, for recognizing when you wanted to have a coach and have them work through some of your stuff, and then have a mentor and get some sort of guidance around maybe how to navigate this,
Yes.
inside big SAP. So hats off to you for doing that. So why don't you tell us a little bit about, so in your role today, why don't you describe a little bit about, what does your job look like? And maybe then tell us a little bit about how coaching came to be at SAP.
Yeah, what I really like about my job is that every day is different. And then that I also have the pleasure of working with lots of different countries, people with different cultural backgrounds, different line of businesses. And because they are so different, it really enriches also my perspective in how I see certain things. And the good thing is that we all have one joint goal, because we all believe in the power of coaching. And regardless which area we are at, what is our day-to-day job, we really have this like joint goal that we wanted to help our colleagues to strive at their best and really help them to unlock their potential through coaching. And that's why I really love interacting with the coach community. So we really have this strong community, this network of coaches spread across over several locations, different countries, and different line of businesses. And I think that connecting with them and always know, okay, we have this joint goal, we have this mission that we wanted to help people to grow and unlock their potential, really gives me lots of energy, because it's very satisfying to know you belong to a community who really believes in something and wants to make an impact.
That's incredible. It's incredible. And you know what, and I'd be curious how you feel about this, as you're even in your role as a coach. So sometimes you're managing the program, sometimes you're coaching, right? But as your role of a coach, do you ever find like you are learning as much during the process with a coachee as the coachee is sort of going through their process and having those moments of learning and realization for themselves?
Yeah, definitely. So every time I also talk to my coaches, it's also like a learning and a benefit for myself. It's not only because I see that I'm able to help someone in like reaching the next step or having those aha moments. It's also that I don't know. It's really hard to describe, but every time I'm entering, like I wear my coach hat and I'm doing a coaching, and like we all know, we are super busy. We have back-to-back meetings, but I know when I'm at my coaching, I'm also at my like happy space for myself, so I can be very present. I really am there for my coachee. I planned out everything that happens around me, and this also helps me to better focus on certain topics, to be more motivated, to better also balance like my coaching work, my private life, my day-to-day job. So this is very beneficial to me. So I'm grateful that the company actually invests in such offering, so that it's not only beneficial for the employees who can make use of coaching, but also that they say you as a coach can invest at least 5% of your working time in supporting others.
Right. What a great way to give back, right?
Yeah.
And again, to feel like you're part of a community that's also so much bigger than what you are, right? Thank you for sharing that. So tell us a little bit, how did SAP decide to have coaching? How did coaching get to SAP?
The thing is that, and I think that this is also very unique when you compare it to other organizations, the coaching program was not something that someone from HR or from the upper like management level said, oh, we need to have a coaching program, or we need to have coaching at our organization. It started already over 15 years ago, where like a handful of managers in Germany passionate about coaching, did a coaching training. They noticed that this is very beneficial for their own growth and how they interact also with their colleagues as a manager or leader. But they also noticed how beneficial this is for the employees or the colleagues of their peers. So they did not coach their direct like employees, so they coached like the employees or the colleagues of their peer leader. And then that's how this grassroots movement has been like born. So it was not like an official program back then. It was more that some people did it, they heard about it, and then they interact with this coach. Then more managers did the coaching training and so on. So it took some time until it then was this official program part of HR. But I think that's why also our program is so successful, because it's born out of this passion of a handful of managers who believed in coaching, and that's still the case. So
yeah, it's interesting for me. What I hear is how it really speaks to the culture of SAP, right? That managers and employees really feel empowered and, find something that they're passionate about and believe can impact the business. And that SAP has sort of created some of that, right? In its ecosystem, right? This sort of, I don't know what it is, if it's a vibe, or I guess it's just the characteristics perhaps of the culture, right? So it really speaks to the company. So thanks for sharing that. Just a few more things. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about the program itself, who it serves, some of the maybe benefits, things like that.
Yeah, sure. So another unique thing is that coaching is accessible for everyone. So from student to upper management, so everyone can make use of coaching without any costs, and also without any involvement of HR. So I think all of the HR people out there, they would then say, oh, how can you do this without any involvement from us? But it works. And I think this is also very important to notice. So coaching is a safe space, and it's a space where you also need to feel able to open up and also speak freely. And confidentiality is key. So whatever you discuss with your coach also stays within the coaching conversation or relationship. So if you now involve also HR or your manager, even if it's just providing a high level, not with details and update, what is the topic, what are maybe some of the achievements or the goals that you discussed, how can you tell someone that you can trust me and you can open up if you have those like different stakeholders involved as a prerequisite to make use of coaching? So we said this is against also this culture that we wanted to have, where we wanted to give our employees this opportunity to grow and invest in their learning journey. And it's up to them to which extent they involve their managers, or to which extent they inform HR about what they are doing or not doing. And I think that's why it's also very powerful to say, okay, coaching is for everyone without any cost, and you don't need to involve manager or HR at all. So it's employee driven.
Wow, that is really incredible. And again, truly speaks to the employment brand of SAP, the culture, and why it's such a great place to work, right? I love that. Thank you for sharing it. So one of the questions, and this will sort of be a last question, and if you want to add anything else, please do so. One of the questions that we get a lot of is, how do you measure the impact of coaching? So I don't know if you want to share just a few little tidbits or a best practice from SAP that I think our viewers would really enjoy hearing your perspective on that.
Yeah, so I think that this is a very common question, and I would really encourage to not only think about all of those like short, or think as coaching as this short-term investment. So you really need to see coaching more as this holistic opportunity which impacts also your culture, so your company's culture. And that's why we also see coaching as an important pillar of our continuous learning culture. So where we also really enable this like growth mindset, really taking also responsibility for yourself, this whole like world that is out there also with this new ways of working, new ways of leading. So we see this like connected also to all of those elements that we wanted to see in our culture and how the way we behave and interact with each other. And So we not only look into what is the short-term impact, but more see it from like a bigger and a holistic perspective for long term. And of course, we have like traditional measurements in place, like once a coaching relationship is ending, that there's this survey in place where also you as an employee can provide feedback on how you like the coaching process, was it easy for you, like how have you heard about coaching and so on, and ask also some question around, can you apply your coaching results in your day-to-day work? And we have around, I think, 59% who says, I totally agree that I can apply my coaching results in my day-to-day work. So it's not only for the specific situation I can apply coaching, I can apply coaching for several situations. So, and I think this is also one of the benefits for coaching. It's maybe you come to a coach because of this specific situation and you wanted to overcome this challenge, but then when you maybe have a challenge that is maybe related or a bit similar, you can still remember, okay, what are some of the things that I learned in coaching? And maybe I can try this out here as well. Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I really appreciate your time. I know you have so much on your plate. And SAP is doing such an incredible job with coaching and building a great place to work. So I want to just personally thank you, and thank you from all of the viewers to come to see this interview. I'm sure they're going to really enjoy it. And I will also share that Franzi will be back. Her and her team will join us and deliver a longer presentation about SAP's coaching program where you can learn more too. So thank you.
Yeah, thanks as well. And I'm looking forward to that. So maybe you can already prepare your questions for me, because I also would like to have this as a very interactive session and a kind of dialogue. So looking forward to that.
Absolutely. We will make sure that happens. Thank you, Franzi.